This in-depth conversation features Michael P. Masters, a biological anthropologist and author who brings a scientific lens to a wide range of enigmatic topics, from UFO disclosure and time travel theories to genetic anomalies in humans and alien abduction experiences. The dialogue explores the evolving cultural attitudes toward UFO phenomena, the intersection of cutting-edge physics with alleged UFO technologies, historical and modern cases of contact, and the broader implications of these mysteries on humanity's future and consciousness. Masters begins by examining how UFO disclosure may be a gradual process aimed at slowly normalizing the public to extraordinary truths. Citing examples from films like Close Encounters of the Third Kind and Starman, he discusses the notion of seeding cultural awareness through neurolinguistic programming, where subtle narrative elements prepare society for eventual full disclosure. The conversation highlights government deliberations, referencing an alleged secret meeting of prominent thinkers asked to evaluate pros and cons of releasing UFO-related information to the public. Many involved recommended withholding full disclosure due to perceived societal risks, a decision reflecting slow, cautious information release rather than outright concealment. Masters elaborates on his unique hypothesis that many UFOs and alien entities may actually be future human descendants traveling back in time. Drawing on hominin evolutionary trends, he points out the morphological similarities between reported gray aliens and what future humans might look like: feminized, childlike, with large heads and eyes. He offers a detailed explanation of how such time travel could theoretically work via the manipulation of space-time and closed time-like curves predicted by Einstein's relativity equations. The concept of a block universe is introduced, where all moments in time coexist and backward time travel does not create paradoxes because the traveler's actions were always part of history. The discussion moves into known UFO recovery and reverse engineering efforts, referencing whistleblowers like Bob Lazar and Jim Peniston, who describe highly advanced extraterrestrial craft and materials such as Element 11-5. Masters sheds light on the compartmentalized, stovepiped nature of government research on these phenomena and the challenges that siloed information presents to scientific progress. He reflects on the consequences of decades of secrecy, including the vast sums involved and speculation about fraud and profiteering within black-budget programs. The lack of holistic collaboration among researchers and agencies has slowed true comprehension and innovation. A significant portion of the dialogue explores human evolutionary biology and speculations tied to the UFO phenomenon. Masters details troubling modern trends: reduced sperm counts, lowered testosterone, rising infertility, factors that may motivate future humans or extraterrestrial visitors to gather our genetic material to restore or maintain genetic diversity. He connects these trends to the well-documented alien focus on human gametes in abduction narratives. The conversation also discusses potential future directions for humanity, including the blurring or elimination of gender, genetic engineering, and artificial womb technology, which could redefine reproduction and species continuation. Masters notes that reports of encounters with alien-like beings predate modern UFO lore and suggests that many religious texts and mythologies contain alien or extraterrestrial elements. He discusses parallels between biblical stories, such as the Watchers and Nephilim, Ezekiel's visions, and modern UFO narratives. This aligns with the notion that ancient civilizations had contact with advanced beings, shaping human culture, spirituality, and genetics. The discussion extends to the perennial secrecy and disinformation campaigns by mainstream media and governments aimed at maintaining public disbelief. The conversation touches on the stigma surrounding UFO belief and experiences and how comedians and entertainers, unburdened by concerns about credibility, often lead efforts to openly discuss the topic. They explore the power dynamics of secrecy, fear, and social conditioning, comparing it to other instances of institutional deceit like pharmaceutical industry scandals. Masters highlights how the internet has drastically altered information dissemination, but also introduced challenges such as AI-generated misinformation and bot armies, eroding trust and increasing societal division. The podcast delves into fascinating examples of human genetic variation and anomalies, such as populations in the South Pacific Islands with delayed onset of male puberty due to insensitivity to dihydrotestosterone, and the so-called ostrich-footed tribe with fused toe bones adapted for rugged terrain. These examples illustrate the diversity and some of the peculiar evolutionary pathways of Homo sapiens, suggesting how isolated populations develop unique traits, which may parallel some of the physical features attributed to alien beings. Masters and Rogan discuss the idea that some UFOs could be from a hidden, advanced civilization living beneath our oceans or in remote locations, such as the far side of the moon or Antarctica. This includes the study of reports about massive, high-speed underwater craft displaying transmedium capabilities, moving seamlessly between air and water without apparent drag, supporting the idea that these beings might not come from other planets but coexist with us on Earth, unknown to most people. They reference the Baltic Sea anomaly and other mysterious underwater structures as potential bases or remnants of such civilizations. The discussion returns to the technical aspects of UFO propulsion, focusing on electromagnetic forces that surpass gravity by many orders of magnitude. Masters explains the concept of a space-time bubble surrounding the craft, allowing it to move at incredible speeds and perform high-G maneuvers without harming occupants or creating expected physical effects like sonic booms or wakes in water. This would render the craft effectively invisible and undetectable in conventional terms, radically differing from current human aerospace technologies. The podcast explores the widespread reports of telepathic communication by contactees and alien entities, juxtaposing this with ongoing scientific research into brain-to-brain interfaces and emerging technologies like Elon Musk's Neuralink. Masters considers whether telepathy is a latent human ability being reawakened or a novel evolution of consciousness, theorizing that future humans might communicate primarily through such means. This aligns with views that consciousness is fundamental, with physical reality emerging from it. They discuss the implications for related paranormal phenomena and altered states of consciousness. They analyze the controversial discovery of ancient Tridactyl, three-fingered and three-toed, mummified beings unearthed in Peru, which bear striking anatomical differences from humans and resemble classic alien descriptions. Detailed CT scans reveal unusual skeletal structures, metallic implants, and pregnancies with similarly anomalous fetuses. The guests discuss how these specimens fit into a broader pattern of anomalous findings in the region, including the Nazca lines and ancient legends, raising questions about genetic manipulation, extraterrestrial origins, or previously unknown branches of hominin evolution. Masters expresses a cautious but intrigued perspective, emphasizing the need for rigorous provenance and scientific validation. Masters recounts personal and well-documented abduction experiences, emphasizing the ontological shock victims endure when confronted with entities and technologies beyond human understanding. The dialogue stresses that such experiences are often non-malicious, with contactees describing telepathic caring behaviors and gradual acclimation over repeated contact. They compare early cases like Betty and Barney Hill, noting the compounded social and racial pressures they faced as the first publicly known abductees, underscoring the courage involved in disclosure and the importance of building safe spaces for experiencers to share their stories without ridicule. The conversation concludes by touching on near-death and other transcendent experiences that blur the boundaries between dreams, consciousness, and physical reality. Masters shares his personal vivid dream and a remarkable encounter involving telepathic communication and implanted information believed to be time-released. These accounts raise profound questions about the fundamental nature of reality, consciousness as primary over matter, and the possibility of ongoing human evolution toward a higher state of awareness, ultimately positioning humanity as a developing, artificial god, undergoing transformation through technology and consciousness expansion.